and
I'm a fan.
Angel Reese, right?
Yeah.
They're going back and
I'm a
forth.
fan of both.
And Jamil Hill says by the time Angel Reese is done, she's going to be the Michael Jordan of WNBA.
She said about Angel Reese?
She said Angel Reese, by the time she retires, can you pull up this quote? She said by the time she retires, she will be the MJ.
Picture this, a sold-out arena buzzing for the rematch of the year. Cameras zoom in on Angel Reese, lashes on point, diamond grill flashing, as she struts past the scorer's table and mouths, "MJ numbers tonight." 30 minutes later, the scoreboard tells a different story. 4 lonely points, more turnovers than buckets, and Stephen A. Smith practically levitating out of his chair on national TV. Overnight, Airball Jordan trends worldwide. Endorsement execs start drafting nervous emails. And the internet? It's already engraving a brand new meme on her WNBA resume. Yet this collapse is only Act 1, because while Reese's stat line is gasping for life, Caitlin Clark, iced ankle and all, still hijacks every broadcast, every tweet, every halftime barbershop debate. Even benched, Clark's shadow stretches so far that league officials scramble to investigate alleged hate chants aimed at Reese, turning a routine blowout into a referendum on race, rivalry, and the future of women's hoops.
Not about black and white, it's about that white player and that black player. Why? Because of the history that they had before they came to the WNBA. You see, it was all instigated. If Angel Reese was never in Caitlin Clark's face, taunting her the way that she did when mimicking what Caitlin Clark was doing to numerous.
But here's the kicker. Behind all the hot takes and hashtag wars lurks a bigger question. Did Angel Reese's famous taunt in last year's NCAA final light a fire she can't control? Is the so-called Bayou Barbie about to reinvent herself? Or will she become the most over-marketed bench piece since Linsanity fizzled out? Stick around, because in the next few minutes we'll trace the rivalry's DNA, unpack the fallout from that 4-point faceplant, and reveal the one quiet coaching move inside Chicago's locker room that could flip the script or finish it. Buckle up. The rise or ruin saga starts now. The rivalry lit up in 8 viral seconds during the 2023 NCAA title game. LSU had the win sealed, but Angel Reese still made her point, hit Caitlin Clark with the "you can't see me" wave, tapped her ring finger, and detonated social media. Half the timeline hailed Bayou Barbie for fearless swagger. The other half branded her a villain for taunting college basketball's golden girl. Either way, women's hoops suddenly had its Birdverse magic spark, 40 million views overnight, and debate table ratings the WNBA hadn't tasted in years. Corporate America pounced. Reese's lashes and grills persona landed NIL deals bigger than some veteran salaries, while Clark's record-shattering threes triggered a Nike bidding war. Draft night cranked the hype to 11. Reese strutted a crystal heel red carpet. Clark's name shook Barclays Center, and every Chicago-Indiana matchup was slotted for prime time. Promos screamed Gen Z Magic versus Bird, and courtside seats sold at NFL prices.
The Final Four, and then Angel Reese and LSU bust their living you-know-what at that particular moment in time, and Angel Reese was in her face chirping at her the way that she did, it would have never gotten.
But hype demands receipts, not retweets. Reese carried a title game glow, Clark a flamethrower jumper, and both rookies faced an unspoken condition. Prove it on the box score. Next comes the night those receipts bounced, when 4 lonely points outweighed a mountain of marketing and set the fallout in motion. Yet beneath the glitter, pressure simmered. Every highlight reel added a brick to the expectation load on Reese's shoulders, while Clark's ever-growing legend turned each matchup into a referendum on who would truly carry the league. Coaches, sponsors, and fans weren't just keeping score, they were keeping receipts. And when opening tip finally arrived, everyone held their breath to see whether Bayou Barbie's bravado could translate into buckets, or whether the hype would crack under its own weight. June 7th, 2025, hype finally had to clock in. Chicago rolls into Indy with ESPN billing the matchup round 1. Yet Caitlin Clark watches from the bench, her ankle wrapped like a burrito. Perfect stage for Angel Reese to seize the spotlight, except the lights burn her instead. She clanks her first jumper, misses a bunny, then another. By halftime, she's staring at 2 points on 1 for 5 shooting, while Clark, in street clothes, still draws louder cheers during a timeout wave. The Fever keep piling on until the horn freezes the scoreboard at 93-58, and Reese's final line reads like a typo. 4 points, 2 for 7, 12 rebounds, 2 turnovers.
First of all, it's not rivalry. Not when you lose about 35 points.
That's true.
It's not rivalry. Indiana Fever's on a different level than the Chicago Sky. Let's get that out the way. Secondly, as much as we love Angel Reese because she is special, she's not Caitlin Clark as a player. Caitlin Clark is on a different level. We just have
an energy drink night on the glass paired with diet scoring everywhere else. Social media moves faster than the final buzzer. Within minutes, airball Jordan trends worldwide. Highlight reels splice her ring tap gesture beside brick after brick, looped with circus horn sound effects. One meme shows a vacant rim labeled Angel's bank account. Another edits Stephen A. Smith's live rant into a faux trailer titled 4 Points of Fury. Brand rep scramble. Endorsement clauses love double doubles, not double whiffs. Fans who bought those NFL-priced courtside seats start posting receipts and clown emojis, while Skip Bayless tweets, "Rebounds are cool, but scoreboards keep the receipts."
Fans were excited to see Caitlin Clark and Indiana Fever take on Angel Reese and the Chicago Sky. The game was a blowout as the Fever beat down Chicago 93-58, with Clark's triple-double leading the way. But the biggest headline coming out of the game on Saturday is the investigation the WNBA is conducting into allegations of hateful fan comments.
Inside Chicago's locker room, the mood sours. Coach Tyler Marsh studies the shot chart like it's a crime scene. Reporters swear they hear a duffel bag zip shut with more force than usual. Reese offers a tight smile at the presser, blaming missed bunnies and promising to lock in next game. But her eyes flicker when someone asks about Clark's absence. Even she knows a rivalry loses oxygen when only one side produces highlights. And yet, the stat sheet was just the spark. The real blaze ignited once the pundits clocked in at dawn. Up next, the hot take inferno that turned 4 points into a 5-alarm media firestorm. Monday morning, Sports Talk went DEFCON 1. Stephen A. opened First Take with a volcanic "she's no Caitlin Clark, period," and replayed Reese's 4-point box score like it was a crime scene photo. His co-host tried floating 12 rebounds still matter, but Stephen A. cut him off. Rebounds without buckets are just cardboard trophies.
Reese, part 38, let's get it! Life throws her lemons, she makes bricks. Bang! PSA to anyone watching, she is right-handed. Right-handed, by the way. She missed the rim by 3 feet, man. Bang! I gotta say, this is my favorite summer sitcom. Pecan? Butter pecan? Bang! Here's a stat. She's been blocked 20 times, and she's only made 21 hoops. What?
Across the dial, Skip Bayless tweeted a highlight reel titled Airball Jordan Episode 2 and declared she'd pulled a disappearing act Houdini would envy. Viewers gobbled it up. The clip hit 2 million views before lunch. By midday, every studio desk had the same debate. Do hustle stats outweigh shooting slumps? Or is Angel already a cautionary tale? Former pros lined up on opposite sides. The old school centers defended her board work. She controls the paint. Guards scoffed. Controlling the paint means finishing in it. Analysts laid out the ugly math. Chicago's offensive rating nosedives whenever she posts up beyond 6 feet. The narrative shifted from a headline rivalry to an uncomfortable mismatch, with Clark framed as the ascendant superstar and Reese the influencer who forgot to influence the scoreboard. Sponsors watched the shouting matches like stock market tickers. Every negative segment shaved a little shine off the Bayou Barbie brand, and one sneaker partner quietly swapped a rollout tweet for a coming soon placeholder. ESPN producers, sensing blood, teased a primetime special. Hype versus production, Angel Reese under the microscope. Even casual fans scrolling timelines could feel the momentum tilting. Who cares about a rivalry when only one side is delivering highlights? But the pundits weren't the only ones fanning the flames. That evening, an old interview surfaced, a clip where Reese claims she'd retire as the Michael Jordan of the W, and social media prepared its next feeding frenzy. The internet never forgets, and it certainly didn't when an old draft night interview resurfaced showing Reese, radiant in crystal heels, proclaiming she'd become the Michael Jordan of the W. In isolation, it was a harmless dose of confidence, but spliced next to her 4-point stat line, it turned combustible. Members slapped a Bulls jersey over a freeze frame of her bricking a layup. TikTok editors ran side-by-side clips. Jordan's switch hands in '91 versus Reese clanging iron in 2025. Even die-hard fans winced as the nickname Airball Jordan climbed the trending charts for a second straight day. Corporate partners felt the whiplash hardest. One apparel brand quietly replaced a MJ Legacy tagline with cryptic work in progress posts. A cosmetic sponsor delayed a Bayou Barbie palette launch, citing creative refinements. Every viral mockery shaved another sliver off her market value, and Reese could only watch the real-time ticker of likes, shares, and laughing cry emojis. The message from the masses was blunt: charisma is currency, until the box score overdrafts the account. Yet the timeline's cruelty was just warming up, because while clips of missed layups dominated feeds, another video, this one from inside the arena, captured something darker: a ripple of hateful chants raining down as Reese left the court. The league vowed a probe within hours. Suddenly the conversation stretched far beyond jokes and jump shots, and an already scorching spotlight turned white hot. 24 hours after the memes peaked, the headlines turned grim. A courtside phone video surfaced, capturing a low, ugly chant echoing through Gainbridge Fieldhouse as Angel Reese walked the tunnel. The words blurred under crowd noise, but the tone was unmistakable. Spite wrapped in racial slur shorthand. Within hours, the WNBA released a blunt statement: zero tolerance for racism, hate, or discrimination. Full investigation underway. Chicago's front office echoed the pledge, promising extra security and unwavering protection for their star. Sports talk swerved from box scores to backlash. Some hosts argued that criticism of Reese had crossed a line the moment the chant left a fan's lips. Others insisted performance and prejudice were separate issues, yet they kept tangling together on every feed. Hashtags split into warring camps. Number sign, stand with Angel, trended beside number sign, produce or pipe down. The uproar did what blowouts couldn't. It kept Reese's name glued to every chyron, transforming a 4-point flop into a broader referendum on race, rivalry, and respect in women's sports. Ironically, the scandal breathed new life into the storyline it threatened to poison. Ticket searches spiked for the next Fever Sky showdown, commentators leaned in, and even neutral fans now wanted to see how Reese would answer. Not just the taunts, but the hate itself, because a rivalry built on swagger had just collided with something far heavier, and everyone wondered whether it would crush her, or forge the comeback arc of the season. Meanwhile, 150 miles up the interstate, Caitlin Clark's ankle was healing fast, and the league's most anticipated return was about to pour gasoline on an already raging fire. 8 days after Angel's 4-point debacle, Gainbridge Fieldhouse sells out to see whether Caitlin Clark's ankle can survive a jog. The boot is gone. Warm-ups end with a pair of logo threes that blow the roof off. From the opening tip, she looks untouched, threading no-look passes, stepping into 28-footers, pointing at teammates like a quarterback calling audibles. By halftime, she sits on 21 to 5-6, Indy up 15, while ESPN's split screen keeps reminding viewers, Clark tonight versus Reese's 4-point line last week. That show ignites what analysts start calling the CC effect. Ticket apps crash. Caitlin is back trends at 120,000 tweets an hour, and LeBron drops a casual hoopin' on X. Ratings climb 9% in-game, unheard of for a regular season W tilt. Meanwhile, Chicago's bench grows quieter with every Clark highlight. The rivalry graphic that once felt balanced now looks like a lopsided seesaw. Clark closes the night on 32-9-8, Fever roll 96-78, and studio panels erupt over the most electric midseason comeback since Kobe's 62 after an ankle tweak. Sponsors rush fresh copy for Clark. Chicago's coaches rewrite tomorrow's practice plan for Reese. As the arena empties, Angel can hear the MVP chants echo through the tunnel, proof the league may have chosen its headline act. Back in Chicago, the temperature rises a degree with every film session. Coach Tyler Marsh rewinds Reese's missed bunnies until the hardwood squeaks in his sleep, then rips up the playbook that once promised a post-dominant future. One morning she's shifted to small ball center, the next she's a weak side cutter in a motion offense designed to hide her shaky touch. Nothing sticks. The offense still stalls whenever she's forced to create, and internal analytics sheets whisper the hard truth. Chicago's net rating nosedives when her usage tops 20%. Front office murmurs travel faster than screens. A veteran scout floats development rest to a beat writer. Another leak claims the Sky have quietly phoned agents about trade valuations if the slump lingers to All-Star break. Sponsorship reps, who once stamped Bayou Barbie on every pitch deck, now request updated performance projections before greenlighting the next billboard. Even locker room camaraderie feels brittle. Bench players grinding for minutes resent the spotlight Reese keeps despite ghost scoring scoring nights, while she shoulders the weight of expectations that once felt like confetti but now sting like hail. Marsh knows he's one more 4-point clunker away from a full-blown crisis, so he gambles big, recenter the offense around quick handoffs, short roll dives, and crash hard putbacks. Anything to flood Reese with easy looks and salvage her confidence. In practice, the tweaks pop. In scrimmage, she finishes through contact and roars louder than she has in a month. But game speed is a different beast, and the clock to prove it is ticking louder with every empty possession, because hype without buckets bleeds value fast. And both brand managers and box score hawks are already asking the same question: is Angel Reese still an asset or just an expensive headline? On paper, Angel Reese is still a marketer's dream. 11 million Instagram followers, viral TikToks on demand, and Bayou Barbie merch that sells out before the ink dries. But open the stat sheet and the glow fades fast. 8.4 points on 37% shooting over her last 10 games. A negative on-court net rating and shot charts peppered with red X's inside 5 feet. The dissonance is impossible to ignore, and it's starting to pinch where it hurts most: sponsorship confidence. One beauty brand swaps the tagline "lights out finisher" for the safer, fearless competitor. A July sneaker drop slides to TBD, and mainstream analysts who once hyped the Clark-Reese rivalry now cite Angel as Exhibit A in presentations titled "When Influence Outpaces Impact." Fans feel the wobble too. Ticket prices still spike for Clark matchups, but dip when Indiana isn't on the schedule. Comment sections that used to flood with "Queen" now split between motivational emojis and pointed questions about field goal percentage. Even her most loyal supporters admit the swagger hits different when the scoreboard disagrees. Inside Chicago's facility, urgency has replaced optimism. Coach Tyler Marsh has junked the old post-up playbook in favor of quick handoffs, short roll dives, and relentless crash the glass instructions. Anything to flood Reese with high percentage looks and rebuild her confidence. Practice scrimmages show flashes, contested putbacks, hard seals, flashes of the rim-running motor that made her a college force. But everyone knows that drills mean nothing until the lights flip on. So the crossroads is clear: double down on the grind and restock the box score resume, or drift into cautionary tale territory. Proof that clout without conversion evaporates fast. Angel Reese's next outing won't just tally points and boards. It will decide whether Bayou Barbie remains a headline act or becomes the league's most expensive lesson in uncashed hype. One viral taunt crowned Angel Reese the queen of swagger, but a single 4-point night cracked that crown and revealed a tougher truth. In the pros, charisma only counts when the box score backs it up. Since then, we've witnessed a season squeezed into a morality play. Stephen A's roast, hateful chants forcing a league reckoning, Caitlin Clark's ankle-snapping comeback, and a marketing machine suddenly demanding receipts on every rebound. Now the spotlight feels more like a magnifying glass. It can illuminate a statement game or ignite the backlash that turns hype to ash. Angel's next tip-off won't just tally points. It will decide whether Bayou Barbie becomes a cautionary tale or writes the first chapter of a redemption arc the league can rally around. Either way, the ripple will reach far beyond one player, shaping how the WNBA courts its stars, polices its stands, and sells its future. If you're down for more hard-hitting breakdowns like this, where we cut through the memes, the noise, and the stat sheets, smash that subscribe button, ring the bell, and join the squad so you never miss the next plot twist. Your click keeps us courtside for every storyline.